You have got to be kidding me. I know these markets have been rough, but if you're still hanging on, then congratulations, because this might just be one of the final shakeouts before we make the next leg up. And if you haven't noticed, there's a war brewing that could decide the future of on-chain trading. It's between two absolute giants in the crypto space. I'm talking about Hyperliquid versus Aster, two of the fastest growing perp DEXs in the entire market. And if you don't know, a perp DEX stands for Perpetual Decentralized Exchange. With the normal futures, your trade has an end date, but with perpetuals or perps, you can keep your trade open as long as you want if you have the liquidity in your account to cover it. You can bet on whether the price goes up by placing a long or down by placing a short. So in simple terms, perp DEXs like Aster or Hyperliquid are basically the on-chain version of something like Binance Futures, where you can trade crypto with leverage. But both are pulling insane numbers, both are attracting institutions, and both have traders swearing they're the future of DeFi. So in this video, we're breaking down the two projects, comparing the pros and cons of each, and looking into the future of the perp DEX narrative. But first, let's talk about what's been happening in the markets. I know it's been an absolute bloodbath, and many are still trying to figure out exactly what happened. Some people thought Sam Bankman-Fried returned to destroy the crypto markets again when he tweeted good morning after being inactive for years, but thankfully he's still in prison. Meanwhile, others may have been concerned when US senators like Elizabeth Warren started calling for Trump to be investigated over some of his crypto dealings. Regardless, it's obvious that the markets have pulled down quite a bit, but remember that pullbacks are a normal thing during bull runs. So let's take a look at the charts. During September, Bitcoin hit a local high of over 117K before dipping down to under 109K on September 25th. From there, it's been trading sideways, waiting to make its next leg up or down, depending on how things continue in the markets. As for Total 3, which measures the market cap of all altcoins except for Bitcoin and Ethereum, we saw it go from 1.06 trillion at the start of September all the way up to 1.16 trillion around the 18th. And from there, it also dipped down pretty hard all the way to $1.03 trillion around the 26th. Now, it's also consolidating around the $1.07 trillion range, waiting for some sort of catalyst to spark the next move. Let's keep our fingers crossed for October. And if for whatever reason you're someone who prefers centralized exchanges rather than DEXs, you're going to want to make sure you're using a good one. That's why I just partnered up with MEXC, one of my personal favorite exchanges. They've got all the tools to quickly set up trades, whether it's spot or futures. They have a huge selection of coins, so some of your favorites are likely to be on there. They're currently doing their Welcome Fiesta event until October 13th, where you can sign up and trade to earn welcome rewards. If you trade 50 USDT of futures, you can earn 10 USDT back, and if you trade 500, you'll earn 20 back. On top of that, they're giving volume-based prizes like iPhones, Amazon gift cards, and even a ROLEX. So check out the link in the description to join. Now, zooming into the perp DEX narratives, it's time to talk about Hyperliquid and Aster. So let's start with Hyperliquid. This is a layer 1 blockchain built specifically for trading with a perp exchange at its core. It's as fast as a centralized exchange. We're talking over 200,000 orders per second, sub-second block times, and instant settlements. The whole goal is to copy the smoothness of Binance or Coinbase while keeping everything decentralized. That means traders keep control of their funds, order books are on-chain, and everything is transparent. The ecosystem has two parts: Hypercore, which runs the order books and trades, and HyperEVM, which launched earlier this year to let developers build DeFi apps on top of Hyperliquid. Now, of course, this project has grown into an absolute monster, completely dominating the perp DEX space. It was completely fair launch with no VC backing, and instead giving out massive airdrops to early users. Looking at the charts, Hype went from a market cap of over $2 billion back in November of 2024 all the way to a peak of just under $16 billion this August and September. And you can see it's been a pretty steady climb with no ridiculous crashes along the way. This is probably thanks to the fact that it has no VC allocations, a heavy community focus, and 97% of fees get funneled into buybacks. At its peak in September, Hyperliquid hit $59 per token, and it's now consolidating around $45 with $700 million in daily volume. The platform itself processes around $300 billion in monthly purpose volume, with just over $1 billion in annual revenue. Those are numbers that put it in the same league as top centralized exchanges. But it's not without risks. A massive airdrop unlock is coming at the end of November that could put sell pressure on the price. But still, Hyperliquid has momentum and its roadmap is stacked with features like a native stablecoin, and they even got a shout out from ARK Invest Kathy Wood, so who knows, maybe we'll see a hype ETF in the near future. But Hyperliquid now has some serious competition, so let's talk about Aster. The brand new perp DEX launched this September and it's already making waves with weekly volumes hitting over $3 billion and TVL climbing above $2 billion in less than a week of being live. Aster is a multi-chain DEX focused on perps and spot trading. That's right, it runs across multiple chains at once. So instead of being locked on one network, you can trade on BNB chain, Ethereum, Solana, and Arbitrum, all from the same platform. That makes it super flexible and appealing for people who don't want to mess around with bridging across chains. Another big selling point is how Aster caters to both casual and pro traders. It has a simple mode that's clean and easy to use, where you can play with meme pairs, binary options, and regular perps. Then it has a pro mode with all the bells and whistles like grid trading, portfolio margin, 1000x leverage, tokenized stock perps, and a hidden orders feature. Now, remember when I mentioned that any order you make on Hyperliquid is completely transparent for anyone to see? Well, some might see that as a pro, but many traders saw it as a huge turnoff for Hyperliquid. The reason is because Hyperliquid's fully transparent order book shows orders, position sizes, and even liquidation levels. Sure, on the surface, it seems like it's the fair thing to do so that whales and institutions can't do shady trades behind our backs. But with retail traders completely being exposed like this, those whales, institutions, and bots can use this transparency to hunt for stop losses and liquidation levels and basically manipulate price swings to force liquidations, essentially gaming the system to front run the smaller fish for profit. So that's where Aster's main edge comes in. So Aster's hidden order feature lets traders place orders without showing info like size or price in the public order book. And it does this by using something called zero knowledge proofs on the Aster chain to keep orders private until they're actually executed. So this approach can give the average trader some peace of mind that their order isn't being front run, all while keeping everything decentralized, which is pretty impressive. On top of that, they've got something called trade and earn, and this is where your collateral actually earns you yield while you trade, which is something even most big centralized exchanges don't offer. You can do it by converting to Aster's stablecoin USDF, and looking at their website, you could earn around a 9% APY at the moment. And finally, the best feature for Aster has to be the fee cashback. So when you sign up with my link in the description, you're able to earn back 5% of fees from all the trades you make on Aster. And trust me, for those of you who trade futures and perps, a 5% return is going to be an absolute game changer for how profitable you are. It can add up pretty fast, so check out the link in the description and get an account with Cashback enabled, because I'm almost positive they're going to get rid of these links pretty soon. Even if you're not planning to trade, it might be a good idea to snag an account for yourself for the future. Link is in the description down below. Now, moving on to the charts, I'm sure you know that the Aster token has been nothing short of explosive. It launched around 10 cents, ripped to $2.41, and is now consolidating in the sub $2 range. It's still up over 1,500% from launch just a few weeks ago, and the project is backed by CZ's official family office, YZ Labs. And he's even listed as an official advisor for the project. After he tweeted his support for the project, that's when we really saw it start to rip. As of now, people are comparing this $2 billion market cap to giants like BNB and Hype, believing that there's still insane upside potential for this project, considering where the other two are. But like with most new projects, there is a bit of controversy when it comes to Aster. And that has to do with the fact that CZ is behind this project or an advisor. We all know that CZ started Binance, which is one of the top centralized exchanges. And of course, some people think that he couldn't stand to see Hype take over as the top DEX. And boom, enter Aster. But we'll have to wait and see what all that drama is about. So to wrap it up, Hyperliquid wins on stability and maturity. It's been around longer, has deeper liquidity, cleaner tokenomics, and honestly, their interface is a cleaner in my option. It appeals to serious traders who want centralized exchange performance without the risks of leaving funds on an exchange. Aster, on the other hand, is the new kid on the block with insane momentum. It offers unique features like yield collateral, hidden orders, and 101x leverage that Hyperliquid doesn't have. But it's also riskier since it's so new. At the end of the day, either could dominate the perp DEX narrative, or we might even see a new project show up and leave them both in the dirt. What do you guys think about these projects? I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments down below. And that's it for today. And remember, just because I'm talking about Hyperliquid and Aster doesn't mean you should blindly invest. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. If you want me to go deeper with real-time setup, watch list, and strategy breakdowns, then come and join me in the FireHustle VIP Discord. The link is in the description down below. And if you want more videos like this, then make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.